Whenever you are ready.
All right. Hi, I'm Carter. What I like about The Rock is there's a lot of people here that are nerds like me. We play a lot of tabletop role-playing games.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and my favorite thing about The Rock is the friendly environment that they create.
Hello, my name's Chris, and my favorite thing about The Rock is the food and the movies they do.
Hi, my name is Samantha. What I really like is I like all the staff members. I really like the summer camps, and I just like hanging out with my friends, and I really like the crafts and stuff.
All right, so I'm Gabe, and I like the people there.
I'm Logan, and I think The Rock is a good place for pure freedom.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and what I like about The Rock is that I get to finish my homework and have fun.
Hi, and welcome to the Rock Center for Youth Development's 21st Annual Fundraising Event. We're so excited to have you here. I'm Libby Rappin, a Rock board member and co-founder of Blue Wave Wellbeing. I joined the board in 2019 because as a life coach and entrepreneur, I personally believe that equipping our youth with social and emotional learning skills will help to curb the mental health crisis and are critical skills to assist them in thriving in an ever-changing world. Since then, I have witnessed the amazing work that The Rock is doing, including the success of the Discover You program, which is teaching skills like mindfulness, gratitude, resilience, and teaching our youth how to embody a growth mindset. The Rock Center for Youth Development is an impact organization that helps teens succeed and thrive, ensuring that students live their fullest potential. They provide after-school programs where students can get help with homework, spend time with friends, engage in fun and educational activities, and receive positive mentorship. They offer special events and opportunities such as volunteering in summer camps, and throughout the Great Lakes Bay region, they are leading young people on a journey of exploration and growth through the Discover You program. The Discover You program is delivered by licensed coaches and is teaching skills to our youth to help them with social and emotional learning, self-worth, and life skills. Ultimately, The Rock is there for our youth in both the challenges and triumphs of adolescence. One of the things that I find so impressive about The Rock is their ability to pivot, and that has been clearly evident in 2020. They delivered a virtual program to reach those students who so desperately needed connection, offering after-school programs and special events. And our Discover You staff met the pandemic not with negativity, but instead an attitude of how can I help to our local schools, which helped many of them pivot to the online sphere. Tonight we'll hear more about Rock programs and experiences from a number of voices. First, our event is anchored in by the perspective of 4 community leaders: Holly Miller of United Way, Bridget Granston from the county, Sharon Mortensen from the Midland Area Community Foundation, and our mayor, Maureen Donker. We'll also hear from a number of Rock participants who will share their stories and how The Rock has positively impacted their lives. The Rock Board of Directors, Community Advisory Board, staff, volunteers, participants, and supporters are what make these events the most wonderful events possible. And we thank you all for your commitment to helping improve the lives of our youth. And thank you to you, all of our viewers, for joining us tonight. We know what we have in store for you will live up to the high standard The Rock has set for our annual fundraising events, and we're so excited to have you here. Most importantly, we hope that you leave tonight with greater insight into the amazing things that The Rock is doing and how they're making a difference every day in the lives of our youth. So we hope you have a wonderful time and enjoy what The Rock has prepared for you. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoy The Rock's 21st Annual Fundraising Event.
Hi, my name is Marissa Hall, a sophomore from Dow High School. I've been attending The Rock for 5 years. I currently attend the Rock Underground at the Community Center. It has been a blast. Whether it's doing homework, hanging out with another staff, watching a cool movie, or playing some bingo. Whatever it is, it's very interactive for you to get out of your house and do something with other people. Communicating is awesome, and kindness is just spreading positivity. Also, Tyler comes to my class once a week and teaches us some strategies and some learning experiences to take on life outside of school, such as communication, kindness, and spreading positivity. Now, let me introduce our first host, Holly Miller from United Way.
So partnership and collaboration is in United Way's DNA. We have a rich 100-year history of working to bring our community together to improve lives. It really is as simple as that. And so partnerships like our one with The Rock are vital and really illustrate how the power of coming together. We often say that change is bigger than a single organization, a single program, or even a single person. And it's really how we come together to create change, is where we see real change take place. So one of the statistics that I think really illustrates the power of the programming of The Rock. was through a youth study that was done in the past few years. And it showed that 25% of our children don't have a positive outlook for the future. And nearly 70% report not having a positive adult role model. This is where the work of the Rock really steps in. We recognize how powerful relationships are in building things like developmental assets. And developmental assets are such a key indicator of future success, but also it really minimizes that risk-taking behavior. So it's a great way for us to measure children's future success. But relationships are really at the heart of that, right? It's having someone in your life that really cares about you over time and having opportunities to learn and kind of blossom into yourself. So one of the great opportunities I also had was being a Discover You coach. And I was just so impressed with the curriculum, with the intentionality, and the ability to impact all children in a classroom with this strong learning. And I had a particular young man that really stuck out in my memory banks that year that I was able to coach. And he was the one in the classroom that sat quietly and just didn't participate much and had his head down much of the time. Those are the ones that you just really wanted to connect with and try to build rapport with. And I remember watching this progression of this young man throughout the school year. And by the end of it, he had made new friends. He was vulnerable. He was sharing things about his life that really, instead of making it feel more divided from his classmates, made him feel more connected to his classmates. And it was just fun to be able to witness that and see this growth, the personal growth. And I think that's really the heart of the program. So I had a great opportunity to interview a couple of the young gals who were participating in the Rocks After School program. And this was back when they were in middle school. And so I remember them talking about how difficult middle school is, right? I think we all have one of those middle school experiences about toughness around peers, around relationships, a lot of questions, and it's a difficult chapter. It was really interesting because while these two twins, they were twin girls, they are probably now, juniors or seniors in high school, talking a lot about that awkwardness and how it's hard to feel like you belong, especially at that age. And really listening to their hearts and seeing how much just being a part of this program after school and having a place where they belonged helped them foster a sense of belonging within their community. So outcomes are a great way to measure the changes taking place because of a program. And I think the Rock does a really great job of being able to measure things like grit and resilience and self-efficacy. Those are all really vital skills that help people on their trajectory to have a fulfilling and wholesome life. So our message to the community this year is that we are truly stronger together. And part of that was a video series called Dear Neighbor. We asked people who are being impacted by these programs to share their experience through a letter and then had a community member read those. We invite you to listen and learn and hear the story of impact through the Dear Neighbor series.
Dear neighbor, I was scared to go to high school. It is so stressful to be in a class where you just don't get it. That was history class for me. I felt overwhelmed all the time. I felt stressed. There were days where we would take a test and I would get nervous and start sweating. I'd shake my hand or tap something on the table because I was so stressed. The harder I tried, the more I felt like I didn't understand it or was doing it all wrong. It was hard to understand. I really needed help. It kind of makes you remember high school and, there were always situations that were tough and you felt like the only one that was going through it. And sometimes it felt like there was no one to turn to because it's embarrassing to let people know when you don't understand. And I think even as adults, we kind of go through that. So I can understand what she's going through. And you just want to tell her it's going to be okay. I heard about an after-school program called The Rock. The staff helped me with homework, especially history. As I got more confident, I started getting all A's and was on the honor roll, even in history class. They helped me get through my homework without distractions. I could ask the staff for their different perspectives, and it really helped. More importantly, they helped me believe in myself. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am now. I'd be down and feel less positive. I love it here. You think of, leaders and even famous people or athletes, and all the time you hear about how after-school programs help them get to where they get. You don't have to be famous or, a big leader to be able to grow in your community and have programs like that help you. One parent, one after-school helper, they can help one person, but one person can't help 2,600 kids. So it's really important that we work together.
Hello, my name is Jaden Newman. I'm a 12th grader at Freeland High School, and the impact that Discover U had on me was it brought me a lot closer to my classmates, and it taught me that I'm not the only one going through things right now. Now let's hear from our second event host, Midland County Administrator Controller, Bridget Grenston.
I wish Discover U would have been around when I was a teenage girl. As I remember back, being a teenager, there were a lot of things I could get involved with, but none of the programs were as personalized or intentional in empowering young ladies. And I think that that is something that I really could have benefited from. I think the Rock and Discover U fit in perfectly as an offshoot of our well-being commitment and programming that we're doing here in the Midland community, primarily because the goal of Discover U is to help kids find that empowerment through tools that the Rock is teaching them, positive tools. And that's the same kind of programming that the Wellbeing Coalition is going to be offering and has offered already throughout the community, focusing on strengths, self-reflection, engaging and finding ways to engage in the community that are positive and really make you feel good about yourself. I find that the Rock has done a great job of finding ways to incorporate programs in a lot of different avenues in the community, and that, I think, really just helps expand what we're doing with the Wellbeing Coalition with youth. So we're building a whole bunch of new wellbeing change agents with the ROCKS program. So as far as impact that I have personally seen across the county, although Discover U has been around for more than 10 years, and although it had a different name when it started, Coleman and Meridian schools were some of the first partners with Discover U, and Bullet Creek and Midland Public followed shortly after that. And I've had a conversation or two with some of our school resource officers as they engage with the youth at the high schools in the Out County and in Midland Public. And a few testimonials are that the kids who are participating in ROCK programs have a better, more positive attitude and are much more able to engage and interact in a positive way with students and teachers and from what they see, family members. So I think that even at Meridian, one of the testimonials from the folks at Meridian School is that the kids that are involved with the ROCK programs are doing better in academics and have fewer absences. And I think that's because of the tools that Discover U is teaching them, self-regulation, self-reflection, and really that empowerment of having control over yourself and really trying to harness their greatest potential.
Hello, I'm Taylor and I'm a sophomore at Dow High School in Midland in Student Leadership 1. We are one of the 2 student leadership classes here that benefits from the ROCK and more specifically the Discover U program. Tyler Porter comes into our class once a week and we are so grateful for it.
There are many things we love about the Discover U program, and we look forward to having Tyler in our class once a week. We all look forward to learning and developing new skills as every week is a different topic. The conversations we have are nothing like what we have in our other classes, and it's the highlight of our week.
The Discover U program is a great safe space for many students to engage in conversations that they may not be able to have with their friends or their family. Tyler has made the room a judgment-free, fun, caring classroom at Dow High. With all the things we have learned about ourselves within the program, all of our family, friends, and community relationships have improved.
Tyler has explained that character strengths are the parts of our personality that we excel at, as well as those that can be improved. He has taught us to use these traits to our advantage, as well as to challenge us to strengthen our weaker ones. This challenge has helped us grow as leaders.
Sometimes people just stay in their own world and friend groups and aren't able to get new perspectives on different situations. But having the opportunity for Tyler to come in once a week provides us with the environment to share our ideas and hear what others have to say, which in the end helps us grow as people.
Along with learning about ourselves, we also learn how to help others within our community. Tyler's lessons inspire us to create projects that help us give back and show our appreciation for the people in our lives. We are very proud that we were able to adopt a family this year and provide a good Christmas for those in need.
The ROCK program has helped us develop our interpersonal communication skills. These skills are not only useful in the classroom now, but will be used throughout our lives and will benefit our abilities to be versatile in the workplace. Also, the interpersonal communication skills we have developed will be effective indicators of our future levels of self-awareness and ability to self-reflect.
And now we'd like to introduce our next speaker and event host, Mara Maureen Donker.
So our vision for Midland is Together Forward Bold, an exceptional place where everyone thrives. And when we say everyone, we mean everyone, and that includes teens. And I think the ROCK does such a wonderful job in supporting our teens and helping them become the best that they can be. Well, as a nonprofit executive, I think I know the challenges that you face, leading a nonprofit. And what I really appreciate about the ROCK is how they collaborate with other organizations around our community. For example, with the schools and with the community center. I think that those collaborations are so important because you want to be able to support one another in the work that we do. And I think that that is really a very important thing. I also am so impressed the way that the ROCK has adapted and changed to meet the needs of our community over the years. Well, I'm really grateful to the ROCK because I believe they really helped begin that conversation about well-being here in Midland. Kathy Snyder and Bev Wenzel were instrumental in that work, and that Kathy attended the University of Pennsylvania, and she brought her learnings back to the board and to the ROCK itself. And it started developing incredible programming based on science, which I think to our community is so important. And especially around the issue of resilience, and really started to develop programming that helped youth understand what it means to be resilient and what are some techniques you can do to be more resilient, because throughout our lives, we always face challenges that make us take a step back and wonder, gee, what do we do now and how do we get through this? So I think the ROCK and the work that they have been doing has been incredible, helping teens truly meet their potential. And resilience is one of those things that we all need to have in our life.
Hi, my name is Liz Maldonado. My favorite thing about the ROCK is the press. Here are two that I have done.
Hi, my name is Sebastian Maldonado. My favorite thing about the ROCK is the summer camps that keep us entertained throughout the summer.
Hi, my name is Elisad Maldonado. My favorite thing about the ROCK is the people we meet and the friends we make.
Now please enjoy hearing from our final event host, Sharon Mortensen of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Obviously, at the Community Foundation, we're about Midland being a place where all can thrive. And I love that the ROCK really works to help make sure that youth thrive in our community. And one of the 4 focus areas for our community is developing our talent, because we know to be a community where all can thrive, we need to make sure that we help to develop our youth and that we provide the opportunities and the support, the social emotional learning that they need so that they can be their absolute best and really can thrive and head into adulthood with the skills that they need to be successful. And then also I'm very excited about a recent grant that we're doing with the ROCK, and that is social emotional learning for all of our secondary students and making that really universally available here in our community. I think that's critically important work, and especially as I think about what our youth have faced during these challenging times, and really the changes we're going to see in our culture moving forward, and to make sure that youth are well served with the social emotional supports and learnings that they require. The impact of the ROCK has really been supporting our teens during times when they need that support, supporting families when their young people need the after-school programs, particularly at the middle school level, supporting our teens with technology needs. I think just the impact, again, when we think about developing our talent, that we're raising a generation that can thrive, that have the skills that they need to be able to manage adversity, to be able to overcome challenges, to be able to, again, when we think about thrive, it doesn't mean that things are great all the time, but it's about having the skills needed to be able to overcome whatever may end up in your path as you're going through life. And so I think that the Rock's impact is providing that to our youth.
Hi, I'm Kylie Anderson. I am the Director of Development for the Rock Center for Youth Development. And with me, I have Marlo and Marissa, our 2 students of the year, who have actually been Rock participants in 6th grade, and they're both now seniors. What is an early, like maybe a middle school memory of the Rock that you really cherish?
I really cherished playing the violin and finding other friends who also played the violin, and we would all help each other grow together.
I think that's actually one of my earliest memories of you because at the time, I may have helped out at the after school program. I'm trying to recall, but I didn't at Northeast. It was at Jefferson. So I didn't really know you at that time. But I remember once you started coming to the underground, like you were, the first thing I knew about you was like, oh, that's that girl who plays the violin in the hallway. So that was always really cool that there was a space for that and to just kind of be around and hear you practice. I thought that was cool. Marissa, what about you?
One of my favorite memories is going to the homework room. After we were done with our homework, we'd often play games and just do whatever. It was like its own separate Rock program. Like there was the underground and then the homework room, like completely separate worlds. It was awesome.
I very much agree with that sentiment. I think, especially now, I feel like the homework room has kind of become like the high school room, and it's like a whole different experience. So what do you remember? What have you done in the realm of Discover You programs?
I did participate in the Level Up program where we were taught how to be a good leader, how to secure a job, how to make an actual resume, and we got to participate in like a faux interview.
Mm-hmm.
And along those lines, I also had Typo come into my health and wellness class, and he also talked about leadership and how to healthily express your emotions.
Mm-hmm. What's a favorite, more recent memory that you have in regards to the Rock?
The Minecraft Rock server.
Mm-hmm.
It was always fun to meet people that way, and also the Discord server. With COVID happening, it has been fun to meet virtually and get to know people virtually. I've been able to connect with people younger than me and give out some good advice and just have fun.
Great.
While also staying safe.
Yeah, it's been fun doing the virtual, and I like that you shared that because we do have some younger participants on there, and I think having, like a near peer or a mentor to kind of look up and ask questions is really useful for them. So they kind of get that now from two levels. We have Rock staff there to support kiddos, but then excellent high schooler students as well who contribute to that as well. How, if at all, has the Rock impacted you in terms of school?
At the Rock, I get a lot of homework done, a lot more than I probably would get here at home done. Yeah, it's awesome. And I think my teachers have seen an improvement. I can go to the homework room, get my homework done, and I can concentrate so much more on it, so I get more questions right.
How do you think that your experiences in middle and high school would be different if the Rock had not existed?
I don't think I would have battled my depression as effectively without the staff that I had by my side. I would have been more isolated. I wouldn't have as many friends. I definitely credit the rock to a lot of my healing.
You make me tear up a little bit. That's really awesome. I'm sorry, I'm a crybaby. It like comes out of nowhere.
No, me too.
Marissa, how about you? What do you think? How would your middle and high school life have been different had the rock not existed?
I wouldn't have as many friends as I do now. I've met a lot of people at the Rock, like Michael and Laura Lee and Christopher and his brothers. I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have talked to them at school if it hadn't been for the Rock.
So once again, my name is Kylie, and we have been chatting with Marissa and Marlo, reflecting on their 7-year history with the Rock. And I want to thank them again for joining me and celebrate their wonderful accomplishments over the last 7 years and congratulate them once again on being our Students of the Year.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this evening for our annual fundraiser. It's so good to have you. My name is Todd Beals. I'm the General Manager of Midland Country Club, and I've been associated with the Rock Board for roughly 6 years now. Shortly after I graduated the Leadership Midland program, Bev Winslow approached me and was kind enough to allow me to observe some in-class work that the Rock was doing and also the after-school program. And frankly, after I saw the confidence and basically just the spirits that were there with the kids, I couldn't help but say, yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. So thank you all for being here this evening. I also want to thank our wonderful hosts, our host Holly Miller, Sharon Mortensen, Bridget Granston, and our own mayor, Maureen Donker, as well as the students and Bev and their team for always putting together a wonderful show. The Rock plays an important role in building and supporting the youth of our community, and truly with what's happened with COVID-19 and for many people affected by the flood, now more than ever, what the Rock has to offer is terribly important. Our goal is to build tangible life skills, install confidence and a sense of belonging, and encourage healthy lifestyle choices and relationships within our youth. So we'd like to ask for your financial help at this time. Truly, anything that you could give, we really appreciate the support throughout the year. This fundraiser tonight is our largest revenue stream for our organization, and we've touched so many over the past 2 years with our growth that it truly is important to sustain our goal of reaching as many as we can. It's also a wonderful time for you to donate because basically there's a 1-by-1 match by the Herbert H. and Grace A. Dow Foundation right now. So every dollar that you give, we get an additional dollar as well. So thank you for all involved for a very unique and creative approach to our fundraising dinner tonight. We can't thank you enough for your continued support. And thank you once again for the host, students, Bev, and the Rock staff for always putting together a great show, not only tonight, but for our kids every day of the year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Todd. Our annual event has always been the highlight of our year. We look forward to it as we celebrate, we inspire, and we move into the next chapter. As we come to the future, I, like many of you, wonder what it holds. But I can assure you we are committed and determined to continue to connect with teens and find new ways to do it and help equip them as they live in the day-to-day and as they move into their own future. As this 21st annual event comes to a close, I'd like to invite you to join us on Zoom. You'll see a link at the end of the program where you can come and ask more questions, engage with us, celebrate us. This is kind of the post-event party. And we'd love to talk to you there. We can go into breakout rooms. We can take your donations live if you're more comfortable doing that. But stop by and see us. Thank you to everyone who made tonight's event possible and to our staff for converting this over to a virtual event, which was no easy task. They had a high bar considering how our events usually are in the past. Thank you to our co-hosts, Sharon Mortensen, Holly Miller, Bridget Granston, and Mayor Donker. And most importantly, all of you for coming and taking the time out of your busy day to do this. The Rock cannot possibly have the impact it has on teens without you and your support and your involvement. And thank you to all of our sponsors who help make this event happen and who increase the impact through your support. This has been a wonderful evening. We're so glad that you were able to join us. Please join us at that post event and have a good night.